Jay, welcome.
Thank you.
I love the name of your startup.
Thank you.
It is
Infinite Monkeys.
Infinite Monkeys. So what's the story behind that?
So Infinite Monkeys empowers entrepreneurs to get into the mobile app space by through our drag and drop platform. Lets basically anybody build their own app without learning any coding.
Fabulous. And how long have you guys been doing that?
So we launched last February, about 15 months ago. Mm-hmm. We've got over 40,000 publishers now in 60 countries.
Wow, that's fabulous. So you're global.
We are truly global. The service is available in 10 languages, including Hindi, Tamil, Chinese, Arabic, Spanish.
Wow.
We're huge in Turkey.
Fabulous, fabulous. And so you guys have got funded?
I funded it myself. I did the seed funding myself through a previous exit that another business I sold.
Okay.
We're now doing our Series A.
So you're a serial entrepreneur?
I am unfortunately a chronic serial entrepreneur.
And you know what I love about you? You've got that great sense of humor, and that doesn't always come with the territory, right?
It's true. It comes from having not slept in 5 years.
So what do you think, as a little lesson, how do you keep smiling and laughing about the whole thing? Because it can be pretty intense ride, right?
It's extremely intense. And I love, people always say to me, they're like, oh, you're an entrepreneur, that's so great. You know, you make your own hours, you do what you want, so cool. It's like, you have no idea what it's actually like. You know, make your own hours, it's 24/7, right? For in my last business, 8 years.
Yeah.
And really that's how I keep smiling. You know, is I've been through it, I've seen that there is actually a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And basically I know that it's a disease and I have no choice but to do it. And once you've come to terms with that, then it gets a lot easier.
And do you have a family? Because sometimes it precludes family.
I do. I have a wife and 2 kids, and in fact, even worse, we're a 2 startup family.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely. My wife runs a startup as well, which I would not advise, by the way, to be a 2 startup family. It's not a good move.
So I just recently interviewed Brad Feld from Foundry Group. He wrote a great book with his wife about startup life, basically, and how you can have a relationship and also have a startup. So what would your tips be there? How have you kept that relationship good as well as your startup life?
Look, I don't want to sound like a self-help book, but open communication is probably the number one thing.
That's what he said.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'd say too.
Absolutely. You know, it's tempting to not tell them when it's having a really bad day, when you're having a really bad day, or things are not going well, which in a startup is a lot of the time, right? But you know, if you can talk it through and support each other and actually be open about it, then you ride the highs and the lows and you get through it together. Yeah.
And also in our community, we're not meant to show when we're having those bad days, so it's about like getting the boundaries right so that when you're with your loved one, you could actually show the reality and not that whole superficial, things are great.
Absolutely.
That's fabulous.
Absolutely. And the fact is, they're going to know anyhow, right? You can't have a really crappy day and then go home to bed and pretend that everything's okay. They'll know, right? So you may as well say it.
That's great. Look, thanks so much for your time. It's been a total delight.
It's my pleasure. Yeah, it's great talking to you. Thanks so much.